And so in the roofing industry, it's the same principle. You can attract the right customers where you're not wasting your time, where someone calls you up and says, oh, this is not working. Can you give me a discount? Can this happen? Like, you don't want that kind of a customer. You want someone that loves you, knows who you are, knows what quality you do, and knows the price range that you're going to be in.
Yes, Pam, check how you can from the same circumstance that you can see like, oh, it's like a challenge or a problem, or like how you can manage it both ways.
But branding is pretty important too, because it does make someone think of a certain thing, and we want them to think that we, like you just said, we are the professional, that we really know our shit.
Hey, what's up, roofing fam? I am super excited because we are one more time in Conversations with Leaders show, where we present the leaders and the trends that are changing the path of the roofing industry. And the most important is that it's in Spanish and in English, so my community is not left behind. And today I am super excited because I have my good friend, Daniel Lakstins. Welcome to your show, my man.
Hey, how's it going, Francisco? Hey, everyone. Welcome to the show.
We are super happy to have you, Dan. We were planning to do this interview. We were trying to do it. We had some technical problems, but we are here. We are happy to do it. Fam, listen to this. Dan, it's a coach and a mentor that has been in the roofing industry for more than 34 years. So fam, you need to pay attention on all the information that he's gonna give us today. I have some questions that is gonna help you to change your business and probably your life. And guys, Dan likes to talk about mindset and about vibes and about energy. And what we are going to talk about we are going to talk about that a lot. So guys, pay attention. Dan, first of all, we like to tell stories and we would like to present our guest. And I want to give you this time so you can tell my audience, who are you? How do you get in the roofing industry? What have you done these 34 years? Because your experience is impressive.
Yeah, well, truthfully, I didn't want to be in the roofing industry. So when I was younger, I started out of high school, and I went to college for radiology, but I was doing stand-up comedy. I was an extra in a movie. I had lunch with Charlie Sheen and John Cusack. I was doing all kinds of stuff. I was a fragrance model for Calvin Klein and Gucci and Gabbana. Life was fun and fast. Started a company called Video Venture, where it was on location professional videotaping, mostly did instruction films. And my brother was working with my grandfather in the roofing industry. Well, my brother said, hey, I want to start my own roofing business. So he started his roofing business, but he was struggling, a little bit. And so one day when I was at the newspaper's office, I went ahead and just placed an ad for him just for shits and giggles, right? I thought, help my brother out. That's what we're supposed to do, right? Help your family. And the phone rang off the hook. And next thing I know, I'm like, well, I'm a good salesman. So I went out, dressed up in a suit and tie, jacket, went over the estimate with the customer and asked for 50% down. They gave me the check. The next day we'd be there roofing the house, but I was not in the suit. I'd be in shorts and a t-shirt with my roofing belt on and ready to go. And so within 4 years, I bought my brother out. He went into bathroom remodeling, and then I took over that. I had an exit, 11 years later, had an exit, meaning that sold the company. And then I moved to Texas and created a repping agency where we represented different manufacturers and components for the roofing systems in commercial. And so I only figured out commercial maybe the last 4 years of my roofing business. And I was like, why didn't I do commercial? Well, the reason why is because our grandfather, he was told by his mentor, stay away from commercial buildings, flat roofs, or a lawsuit waiting to happen. And so basically that was my mindset that, oh, flat roofs are just dangerous, lawsuit waiting to happen. And then once I finally found out, it's actually my girlfriend or wife later on, she was the one that told me, she says, hey, I got some flat roofs if you want to do some sub work for our company. She was a GC's office manager. And I said, girl, I told her what my grandfather said. She says, are you kidding? The manufacturer covers the warranty. You don't have to worry about lawsuits. I'm like, what? I didn't know this stuff. And so ended up starting a repping agency, and the repping agency, we represented those manufacturers. And then I would be the rep that would come to your office and license you. If you said, you'd call me up and say, hey, I want to get licensed with this product. And I'd say, you're not ready for it. I'd tell most people, come back and see me after 2 years, or, depending on where they were in the stream of time, because you got to get a lot of lessons under your belt before a manufacturer is going to trust you with the product name, because the quality of the product is contingent upon the reputation of its roofers. If you're a roofer that doesn't have a lot of experience, you won't get licensed. So I figured out so much. And then I had over 120 customers, and then I got to see what would work for the successful ones and what was not working for the unsuccessful ones. And so once I had an exit out of that business, then I decided, why not give back to my brothers, and sisters out there that are roofers, and I created a program called Roofing Business Builder, where it's a coaching program that will help you to transition from residential to commercial without losing hundreds of thousands of dollars, and to where, it'll speed up your learning curve by 5 years, because there's so much to know. And, from terminology to how to get licensed with the manufacturer, how to make the manufacturers chase you. And that's the whole goal here, is to help people to grow and learn and to break through that mindset. Because a lot of my roofers would get stuck right around $999,000, and they couldn't never hit that million. They want to hit that $1 million mark. They couldn't do it. And then others, they couldn't hit the 10 million. They'd be at like 900,000, 10 million. So 9,000. Yeah, 9 million. There it is. They hit the $9 million mark. They couldn't hit the 10 million because it's mindset. Your mind's blocking you from getting to that next level. And so I designed mindset into the course in the beginning. And then you also get to be on the phone with me once a week. So every Wednesday we have all the students, or all my customers, were together. It's kind of like a mastermind type of group, where we discuss anything. You can ask any question about the course, or you can say I'm running into a situation. Sometimes I have someone call me up and say, hey, I don't know what this product is. I don't know what to do. And they'll put me on FaceTime if they have an iPhone, and then we'll look at the product. I'll tell them what the product is, and I'll tell them what to do, but it's nice to have a rep or someone with my knowledge in your pocket whenever you need me, to save you tens of thousands of dollars.
Yes. So fam, listen what Daniel said. Or let me say it in a different way. Always that you find a mentor or a coach, you need to find someone that already was where you want to be. Dan already said it. He was a business owner, roofing business owner, succeed and sold the business. Then he worked for the manufacturer. He saw the other part of the business. Sometimes when we are business owners, we only see one path of the business, but when you are working the manufacturer too, that's a different one too. And then right now, Dan is all that knowledge that he put together. Now he's teaching it. That's the value that mentors and coaches need to bring for you.
I didn't even mention that I even wrote specifications for military bases, for schools. I've taken the private jet, flown school board members up to different, facilities to do tours on why they should choose our companies. And then I'd put this out to bid, and it would be for my customer base. So, you know, I'd have like 5 roofers in a specific area in Texas. I would invite them to bid on an airport, or invite them to bid on a military base, or invite them to bid on a large school system. And so, but the thing is, they would always bring me, they would advertise for me. So it was a relationship where we're helping each other to grow and make millions. I always say that you'll be making your millions while I'm making my hundreds of thousands. Because, you know, being a rep, you didn't make as much money if I owned my roofing business, but I loved it because I had a passion for helping people. And so, yep, that's and I'm still doing it.
Damn, that's nice. So fam, he said one more thing: government projects and specifications and writing specs. Fam, selling for the government, selling to the government, that's one of the last phases that you want to be in, stages that you want to get in your business. It's not going to be easy. You need to be a master in all the other like business areas to get to this level. Once you get to sell, and Dan, you can explain more about this, but that's what I have seen, that the ones that are getting in the government, it can be a game changer. But to get there, you need to have been paying your dues before.
And when we say pay your dues, basically we want you to make all your mistakes on your own, meaning that you went out and sold, say, like in residential, you sold Mr. John Smith's house, and Mrs. Smith too. So, and you get up there and you do the step flashing wrong, or you actually put in a pipe flashing backwards because you didn't know what you're doing. You know, I see that a lot. Some of these simple mistakes, and you know, it leaks, and then Mr. Smith is really upset. Well, that's okay. That's just one person. But if you get into a school system and you actually make a mistake like that, then what's going to happen? It ruins your company name. You're not going to get another school system because it's all a close-knit relationship. The architect will know who you are, and architects hang out with other architects at different conventions and different things like this. So you want to make all your mistakes, and I don't like calling mistakes, discovering what works, what doesn't. We want to make all of those discoveries without marring your reputation with your manufacturer. So it's better to use commodity products. Don't get with it's like, I want to be with this manufacturer, they're the best. Yes, you do. But make your mistakes with a commodity product first, because they don't know who you are, because you're just another number to them. But once you get involved with a large manufacturer that has a great reputation, you don't want to make any more mistakes. You want to be a pro by that time, and that way you maintain a good reputation with them, and then you'll get to be on different types of bids that are really amazing. But the bid world's not for you if you're just beginning. You don't want to bid it's like, I'm gonna be a roofer and I'm bidding this, I'm bidding that, and you do not want to be bidding on jobs. You don't want to be the lowest person you know, that wins a bid. It's like, how'd you win the bid? I was the cheapest. I made less money than any other person. That's why I won. You know, do you want that? No, you're not going to make a lot of money doing that. And so, but anyways,
hey Dan, what if I want to put my company discount roofing or something like that? Do you think it's a good idea to call my company like that?
I don't like using terms like that, because then next you know, you have all the cheapskates calling you up.
Yes.
You know,
okay.
it's like,
that's what I wanted to.
No, I'm not saying that. There's a lot of companies out there. I have a buddy that his is called, he actually has a business called where a distribution center called Discount Roofing. But personally, I've experienced this even when I was an X-ray tech. I would solicit for patients at the malls and a little kiosk, and the doctor insisted on using the word free in all his advertisements. But I didn't like that, because the people that were attracted to me because the free, they didn't become good patients. Because I'd make money if they showed up to the doctor's office, I would make some money. But if they became a patient, I'd make a huge commission. And what I found is I didn't get a lot of people becoming patients because they weren't a good paying customer, they were wanting something for free. So what I then started advertising was what people, their pain point, which was, oh, neck pain or back pain. You put up a sign that says pain, and then someone comes up, oh, I got pain. I'm like going, okay, I can help you. Well, maybe. And you also have to put them on the spot saying, well, maybe I can help you, maybe not. Let's see. And so those would become the best patients because they were motivated based upon transformation. And so in the roofing industry, it's the same principle. You can attract the right customers where you're not wasting your time, where someone calls you up and says, oh, this is not working. Can you give me a discount? Can this happen? Like, you don't want that kind of a customer. You want someone that loves you, knows who you are, knows what quality you do, and knows the price range that you're going to be in. And then once you have that customer, guess what? All of their friends that own large buildings, they're going to know about you, and then they're going to start thinking of you as their roofer. And that's what you want. You don't want a cheapskate, no.
Yeah. Those clients, great advice, Dan, great message. So the way I see it is right now, the way we are doing it with our communication campaigns. How are we communicating our brands to the market? It is prohibited to write free, to write discount, because we are not looking for that. Obviously, that's not we don't recommend that for the residential industry, even less for commercial when we are talking to other professionals that are looking for quality, and they are going to pay whatever it takes to fix their property and their client roof. Correct?
You want the ones that have money. You want clients that are super successful in what they're doing because they have plenty of money. I mean, think about this. What pair of shoes what's your favorite pair of shoes? Do you have a favorite pair?
Adidas.
You like Adidas? Yeah. If I'm running shoes, it's Brooks. If it's just around town tennis shoe type of shoe, would be like either a Puma or something like that. Adidas, Converse. I have a set of Converse too. But when it comes to dress shoes, do you know what favorite dress shoe you like?
I'm not really special with that.
Well, last time you went to a trade show, when you went to RCAT, how bad did your feet hurt at the end of the day?
Oh man, no, it was like really bad, man. Yeah.
So I went around a trade show one time. It was an international trade show. I think it was ICSC, so it was for grocery store chains and things like that. But it was huge, and it was in Viva Las Vegas, baby, yeah. So, but I walked around that show in pain, misery. It was awful. But I started going up, and I was just trying to like, hey, you probably have pain like I do. I just kind of like vibing with people as I was walking down the aisles, and every so often someone would say, no, I'm not in any pain. I'm like, what are you wearing? They go, Johnston Murphy. I go, Johnston Murphy. So then I went around to every 100 booths. It was huge. Every 100 booth I went past, someone would say Johnston Murphy. And so I've been a fan of Johnston Murphy from here on. If I'm going to a trade show, I wear Johnston Murphy shoes. They're awesome. Kohans
they are not cheap, right?
No, but that's what my point is if you're a roofer and you're always worried about the customer thinking that you have to be cheap because I'm competing against this person. No, you're not. You're just a good roofing company selling a really high quality product, with high quality installation. And you know what? You're not the cheapest. You have to get that mindset in your head, because if you wear it on your face, then they're going to see it in you and they're like, yeah, we don't want this company. He's not sharp. He's all worried about the price. Because very successful companies, you have to be concerned about price, but that's not what they're interested in. They're interested in you, the quality of a human being, the quality of your company, the quality of your work. And if you can understand the concept of your favorite shoes and you don't mind spending a little bit more money to have that high quality comfort, that's what the customer is looking for too. The customer that you want and the customer you want to keep. And by the way, if you're in commercial roofing, you get to keep these customers because they keep buying more buildings. If you have a residential customer, you're not going to see them for another 15, 20 years. Yes. Well, all that marketing, and what a waste of time. And commercial, you find a customer, They're going to feed you the rest of your life as long as you take good care of them and provide high quality materials and installation.
Yes, great point. Great point. So fam, and let me explain it in this way. So if we see the niche of residential roofing, probably we're gonna find 1 million prospects. Property managers, they are gonna be probably, I don't know, 500 instead of 1,000. And if we talk about government, it's gonna be 50, 25. So fam, if we see the market share, everything start getting smaller. What does that mean? That everything start getting more complicated. So what Daniel said, and we can start talking about the next topic closely with this. So you need to be super prepared and qualified if you wanna go to the next stage. And I think that's the first message that we are gonna for this part. I have a question for you, Dan, that is related to this. So when do you think it's a good time to do this transition that we are telling from residential to commercial?
Right now.
Okay.
Right now. So if you're out marketing, if you're out marketing for residential, you're going to have to hit, 8, 10, 20, up to 30 different homes before you can, make the kind of money that you can make with one job in commercial. One job in commercial can bring enough revenue that would equal 10 to 30 homes. But the big difference is you're only talking to that one person. And that one person sometimes will never even get up on that roof. They're just happy. Hey, just bring me some pictures. They don't even go and inspect their own roof on a commercial job. Residential people are like, well, let me look at that. There's something there. What is that? You know what I mean? They're like really sometimes in your face. And then they call you the next day. There's a bending shingle over here. Can you come back? It's like, lady, I didn't make that much money off of you. How do I come back? Right? I mean, it's like, come on, man. But when in the commercial realm, you have your presentation, you sit down, and it's all about relationships. Again, you're wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, on your way to the next roof, because you're not going to make any money unless you're doing high volume in the residential. Whereas in commercial, you're like, hey, you want to go fishing next week? Why don't you come to my yacht? These are the kind of customers you want. They're like, you build relationships. You go to trade shows. It's fun. Where do you meet some of these people? Go to a trade show. Don't go to a trade show where all the other roofers are, because you don't want competition. Go to a trade show that you have a passion for something, a gun show, a truck show. But you know what? People that own guns, or people that own businesses, some of them like guns. Some of them, and I'm not saying guns. I don't carry a gun. I may own a couple, but the point is, boat shows. I know someone that goes to boat shows. They do marinas. They actually on their website says we do marinas, and that's a lot of square footage. Some of these coverings and stuff. Sometimes you get the yacht club itself, get to do those buildings, but you can niche out something that's a part of your passion. That's not the roofing part. It's part of your passion. And so there's a lot of ingenious ways that you can, it's so much fun. Commercial roofing is fun.
So Dan, this is about events. My recommendation, and this is my recommendation, and probably I want your idea here. So to all the communities in the beginning, when you are starting, go to all roofing events so you can learn everything from everybody. You need it. But once you reach certain level, probably year 4 or 5, that all the technical and all your applications, and you are installers and you're a professional, probably move to these events that are probably more important or similar. They aren't the same importance.
Los dos. Yeah. Yeah, because I
Okay.
mean, you want to keep up with the trends of the industry by doing, the roofing, like the International Roofing Expo or whatever. You want to do some of those too. Plus, there's certain things that there's going to be people there that you want to make sure they see your face, kind of like when you're in high school or college and you show up to a party, you're there for like 15 minutes, but everyone saw your face and then you're out. But, so you're supporting groups and that's important too. But no, I mean, find out a niched out place that you can go and find where the business owners, decision makers are, and then be at those trade shows doing their events, doing their awards banquets, doing everything to where they know who you are. And then next thing you know, they invite you on boards to say, oh, we have the association of so and so, and we'd like to have you on the board. Well, the next thing you know, you're a roofer that's on a board of what do you call it, advisory boards for different organizations.
Mhm.
And I know someone that's does that, and it's for orphans. He owns an orphanage. He owns a roofing business. He also owns an orphanage. He donates a certain amount of proceeds to orphans, and that's also one of his marketing campaigns. He explains it, but it's his passion.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, okay, okay. Like it, I like it. Dan, for those who don't know what's a niche, you have been saying it.
Yeah, niche.
And it's all over the internet. But what
Mhm.
is it from your perspective and relating with the roofing industry, and what's your recommendation with that?
A niche. So I look at it like having a fishing net, right?
Okay.
If you're a fisherman and what's your favorite fish? I'm going to fish for that. You have a net, you throw it out there. Did you get the fish that you wanted?
Mhm.
Or did you just get a bunch of fish, different types of fish, tons of different types of fish? Oh, got ourselves a dolphin. Got to throw that one back, But this fit, So a niche is something that's more specific than what everyone's doing. I always say, don't bring a shotgun, to your marketing. You bring a sniper rifle, meaning that you want to snipe out a specific niche, something small, something unique, something that you're passionate about. If you're marketing to everyone, well, so is everyone else.
Mhm.
And then you're spending all that money, and some of the customers you're getting are not the fish you want. So why not niche it down? Find something smaller, and then you spend less money on marketing, and then you actually find the kind of people that resonate with you. Because if you have something in common, you both like Dallas Cowboys or whatever, what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
it's like I want a fish that likes Dallas Cowboys. Well, there you go. Because then you have something to talk about other than roofing. And then you can talk about that. And then they go, oh, this guy's really cool. This girl's really cool. I like talking about Dallas, or whatever. And then the thing is once you have that relationship, then yeah, I mean, they'll call you up and say, hey, their bid's, I don't like this other bid, but yours is a lot more. Can you look at this? They'll actually have you analyze other people's bids. And then you sit there and say, yeah, they left out 6 inches of insulation and it has to be done because you have a cooler. You know what I mean? It's something silly like that, but
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
you won't lose jobs anymore to your competition because you have a relationship, and they're not being dirty by letting you know. But I've been in those situations where no, they're transparent. They'd show me what the bids are, other people's bidding, and say, is there something? And then I can go through and then show the reason why I'm charging this amount of money. But I was just transparent. And what happens though is then they trust you even more, and they should, as long as you don't cheat them. But they'll check your hand every once in a while. Most of the time they won't. But always be good to people. Be honest. Charge a fair price with a fair profit margin. Yes, you will get rich, but you don't have to do it in a dirty way. But yeah, but it's so niche. And I don't just teach niches, right? I
Uh-huh.
teach micro niches. So when you niche
Macro
down,
niche.
then you niche down again. So you find something you're passionate about, a niche, and then niche it down even more because it's like I do hotels, but I also only do Hilton hotels, right? You know what I mean? So it's a niche within a niche. So got hotels. Okay, lodging would be the big nest or the big net. Then you'd say motels or hotels,
Uh-huh.
you know. And then, so, and also roofing is broken up into, well, we have commercial residential, but we have re-roof and new construction. I always tell you, if you're starting, stay away from new construction.
Okay.
Don't do that. Go out and find your own work. Find small business owners that, that you can find a bunch of small business owners, industrial buildings that will be pretty good sized jobs, like 120 squares, 300 squares. But yeah, that's
okay.
But then if you can resonate with them, a lot of times it's going to be the decision maker is going to be a maintenance director. But again, I mean, have you ever been fishing with maintenance directors? I have. Hospital maintenance directors,
Yes.
But otherwise, I like the small business owner, someone that has a tool and die shop. You can find these kind of customers out there in small industrial parks, and they're just like you. You're a roofer running a roofing business. They're an entrepreneur that's running a tool and die shop. You hit it off, go have a couple drinks at the bar.
Yes, yeah, for sure, man. Those are the good relationships, man.
Yeah, and then as they're starting to make their millions, they're actually hanging out on boats with other people that have small businesses, like a roofing business or a tool and die business. They like the Dallas Cowboys. I'm just kidding, but you know what I'm saying? Then they like boats, and next thing you know, you're the roofer in the mix on the yacht with these millionaires, and then you're making millions. And that's, I mean, as we grow, we start doing other things with people that are growing at the same rate in the business that they are and we are. And then it's just a beautiful matchup because we're all in it, not just for the money, but we're in it for the relationship. The money is a byproduct of those relationships.
Yes. Damn, Dan, I have like 20 questions and ideas to ask you right now because this is super good and I get excited, man. So, okay. So here is the first one. To get to that level, to get to the level that you are saying that they are gonna call you to ask you for consulting with other companies, comparing you so you help them, or you are going to the boat or to the plane,
or to their kids' birthday party they invite you to
the family events. Exactly. To get to that level, what are some skills or some keys? Task that I should be doing as a commercial roofer?
What are some skills?
Or what do I need to do? Like what I'm thinking is gain trust. They need to trust perfectly they need to trust you all day long, 100%. Then
but the thing is you have to have a little bit of that confidence where you really don't care. For example, I mean, because we don't want to sound desperate. If you're trying to pick up a girl, or there's a lot of girl entrepreneurs out there. My wife was one. So there could be a lot of girls listening to the show. Seems to be more men than women that own roofing businesses, but there's plenty of them. There's actually the woman. I'm trying to think of the group, but in the NRCA, there's women. There's a women's
National Women in Roofing.
That's it.
NWR.
That's it. And beautiful people, and my wife and I would always attend their talks and all kinds of things. But the thing is whether you're a guy or a girl and you're single and you really want to be with a person, if you walk up there with too much, this is mindset, by the way, if you walk up there with too much concern about that relationship, you're going to blow it every time. So you have to have that. I'm cool. I don't care. If she wants me, she doesn't want me. That's okay. And you walk up, hey, how's it going? It's the same thing. But the thing is when you're at a trade show, that's where the decision makers are, and they're expecting to be sold. So if they come up to your booth and you're like going, hey, yo, what's up? Hey, babe. Yeah, I'm just teasing because like that. Really, you don't really care, but you do care, but you don't care. It's a tricky balance. But then they could just, and you can strike up a conversation about anything too. Yes. But they're going to have a roof, and if they're the kind of business owner that we're looking for, they're going to own multiple roofs. And then just be cool. Just it's like you don't worry too much, because otherwise you're going to act goofy around them. Would you go out with me? Dork.
you are acting too much, you know, like you are putting
Yeah.
like too much,
Too,
you're
too
acting
desperate. Too desperate.
desperate. Yeah, yeah. Okay, be real and be confident,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Then communication. Dan, one of property managers and building owners' pain point is the communication. One thing that they suffer is that they cannot get in touch with their roofer or their construction company. And I see that that's an opportunity in the roofing industry, communication. What have you seen and what can you recommend with this?
For communication, there's a company that I had a contract with, and they kept the same slogan for like 4 years in a row, and it was say do. That means that if you tell someone that you're going to do something, then do it. If you say it, do it. And so I know a lot of us, especially if we have ADD and stuff like that, we always promising things. You promise your mom and dad, you promised your girlfriend, and then you're always coming back going, oh shoot, sorry, I fucked that up or whatever, you know. We have to practice this, you know. If you're that kind of a person, it's understandable. A lot of us have ADD. If we're a business owner, we're just ADD, but just always do what you say you're going to do. And if you're not going to, or if you're not going to, you know, because we want to under promise, over deliver. I'm sure we've heard of this one. If anyone's listening to the program that's never heard of that, it's never good to sit there, because we get this anxiety thinking, oh, well, I don't want to lose the job, so I could be there on Monday. Well, you know you can't be there Monday. You're not going to be there till Wednesday, because you have 2 more. You got to finish up this other job, but you're afraid that he's going to give it, or she's going to give it to someone else. And so we don't do what we said. Well, as soon as that happens, you're going to lose that relationship. You know, if your girlfriend or husband or whoever it is thinks you're lying to them all the time, you're not going to have a good relationship. So it's better to under promise. It'd be better to say, you know what, I can be here on Thursday, and thinking and just have confidence that if he gives it to the other person, she gives it to the other company, I'll live. But I'd rather be an honest person, and this is for the long run of the relationship. And then what happens, Wednesday comes, and you call them up Tuesday, say, actually, we're going to start a day early. See what I'm saying? And so now you've over delivered, because it's like you tell them what you don't want to tell them. You don't even want to tell them Wednesday. You wanted to tell them I'll be there Monday, but you're going to tell them Thursday, even though in your mind, you know you're going to be there Wednesday, but you tell them Thursday, and then you show up a day early. Now you're a hero. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you tell them Monday and you don't show up till Wednesday, you're a zero.
Yes. So yes, fam, check how you can from the same circumstance that you can see like, oh, it's like a challenge or a problem, or like how you can manage it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You can manage it both ways, and listen what Dan said. And now, fam, another thing is everything that we have said right now. We said, be real, be confident, do what you say. So these 3 things that we have been saying right now, they are not like they are not like superhuman skills, fam. It's like basic business one, or like personal relationship 101.
It is.
You know?
It's true, but it depends, because a lot of people in the roofing industry will say that some of us had tough lives, didn't grow up with a lot of money. We didn't grow up with a silver spoon. There's some roofers out there that legacy roofers, right? Their parents, like my grandfather was a roofer, but he didn't own the business either. My brother owned the business, then I took it over, but you have to fake it until you make it. If you feel like that maybe you're not as cultured, or you're not as elegant in speech and things like that, well, it takes time, because if you're selling to someone that has millions of dollars, it can be intimidating. So
yes.
But just take it, but there are a bunch of people that if you grew up in a poor side of town or a trailer park or something like that, there's other mega millionaires out there that had the same journey, And so we can resonate with them. But then there's other times you're going to feel intimidated, because if you grow up with someone that their family are alumni of Ivy League schools their whole life, and they're going to talk about things that you've never experienced. But as you are honest and truthful and being yourself in front of once you have a few customers like that, then you're going to learn from them. Maybe you didn't go to an Ivy League school, but you can understand where they're coming from. You get to know them. And then after you get to know that one person, you learn a lot about them. Then you can then develop relationships with other people in the same boat. I can hang out with doctors and lawyers. I can hang out with anyone because I've experienced all of it. I didn't go to law school. I did go to radiology school though, but I dropped out because there's no windows. I was working as an X-ray tech. There's no windows in those buildings, man. I'm like, I got to be outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
so
but don't be intimidated is what I mean by that. And you just learn and grow. But don't worry, God, the universe is going to make sure that you meet the people that are going to be at your level vibrationally. So, but the thing is that they're going to be wealthy. So there's a lot of, meet someone that owns a brewery. Some of these people, they didn't start out with a bunch of money. They just had an idea and they started making their own beer. And and you're like, hey, you're from my trailer park and you got a brewery now. That's awesome. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and only because you were in that day at that time talking with that person, that can make you a sale, and that can be the game changer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they say. 90% is being there.
Yep.
So. And another thing that so one technique or one thing that I do that I like to share is to be to learn how to camouflage depending the situation.
What is it?
Camouflage. Like, for example, if you are with the rich guys in a boat, act like a rich guy and learn being one of them. But you are going then with the homeowner. Then act like a homeowner and putting the steps, like having the shoes of an homeowner. Then go talk with your installers, with your roofers, and be one of them.
Yeah.
So you are like a chameleon, like camouflage.
Oh, chameleon. Is that camouflage? Were you saying camouflage?
Camouflage, yes. So you camouflage depending on the situation.
Yeah.
So depending,
And it's kind of the same as wearing many hats. A lot of us roofers, when we own our own business, or as we own our own business, we wear a lot of the hats until we find someone that can take care of those responsibilities for us, and we pay them for that. Yeah, but you're that way you can common ground. You have common ground with everyone. But yeah, don't point out that you are what your history is. Don't ever do that either, though, because you sit there and say, well, I mean, it works for some people. It's like, yeah, I'm a redneck. I came from, I did this here and that. And, that works. But then you're also isolating a large group of customers that you could get. So be yourself. I mean, if we are rednecks, that's cool too. I'm not saying anything bad about that. But the point is you don't have to advertise. Just be yourself. But don't point out. Like when I was a little kid, we were going to church and I looked down, during the prayer, the opening, I looked down and I was wearing a blue sock and a black sock. So after the church was over, I was embarrassed. Started going around saying, yeah, you probably noticed I got a black and a blue sock on. Yeah. No one ever noticed, but why point out something? It's because it's on our minds at the time. And we're concerned that someone else is going to see that, but don't care. Remember, I'll even say it this way. Give a fuck without giving a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Yeah. but you do, but you don't. Find that balance within that, but don't point out any kind of things that you might feel embarrassed, bashful, inadequate, because then they're going to feel that. So it just takes practice. I think, the more you do it, the better you get, right? You're good at this, Francisco, aren't you?
Yeah, no, and that's part of your story brand.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of your brand, your personal brand. And the way I see it is, how do you want to be seen by your industry? Do you want to be seen by like I don't know, like I can be really like I don't like the redneck or the installer, or do you want to be seen like the roofing professional that I'm gonna be here to help you with whatever I need, and if I don't know, I'm gonna call Daniel to see what is happening? How do you wanna position yourself, your brand? Yeah, it's about like understanding yourself and other people personalities. Correct.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and we can think of, what is it, the cable guy, that is his brand, the redneck. Well, you know, you do something like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, so that's the cable guy, right? That's his brand, and he's hilarious, although he is teasing a lot about certain things. But I tell you though, I mean, you can like rebrand your company. Like if you wanted to be like the fastest roofers around, you win all the awards, and you brand your company like race cars or Formula One. We're a Formula Racing roofing. Well, you get a lot of wealthy people that pay money to see Formula One. So you're branding yourself alongside speed, quality, class, you know. But there's different concepts like that you can do. That's not a bad thing.
yeah.
But I would definitely brand myself almost like, I like the roof doctor. My brother is the tub doctor. So
Okay.
yeah, but
Nice.
it's nice because you're I think when all the Asians came over and started a Chinese food restaurant, or even in America, we had Dairy Queen. Now, when you think of Dairy Queen, do you think of the Queen of England that she just died? Now, you don't think of the Queen of England, because after a while, you know, because Dairy Queen kind of is like, it's a decent burger, some ice cream, you know what I mean? It's a, but the reason why it's like Egg Roll King. Oh, Egg Roll King, very tasty, right? So, but they think, when they think of the word king, they're thinking royalty, yes. But every time you go to one of those restaurants, it's like, this is not very king. It doesn't feel like royalty inside, right? But so we can create reputations, but branding is pretty important too, because it does make someone think of a certain thing, and we want them to think that we, like you just said, we are the professional, that we really know our shit.
Yes.
So you want to.
Yes. And now, if your marketing plan and your strategy is to focus on certain type of communities, for example, if you are the redneck roofer and that's your community,
yeah,
that's what you need to do. Like, be the redneck roofer. It's not bad. If you want to go with the Mexicans, with the Mexican community, you are going to be the Mexican roofer, and I'm going to be
Tejano Roofing. Tejano Roofing.
Exactly. I'm going to be with my accent, and I'm going to be speaking Spanish. So, fam, everything depends on how do you want to, who you are, and what do you want to do in the future.
That's beautiful. It's true. And it works too with niching down, because you can, but look at some of these niches. There's different areas. You know, some people are, can you imagine you always having a booth at the rodeo, or having marketing up at the rodeo? So you got that type of idea. There's all kinds of, I really believe in trade shows, because you can grab a lot of, you're actually able to talk face to face with the person that's going to make the decision. The medical field, you're definitely not going to want to have that. If your niche is a medical field that you're going for, then you're going to want to wear a white coat. You can even, you know, white coat roofing, or, you know, or the
roof doctor, or the health for the health industry, or then the other one is like the food industry. The food industry is like a strong industry for roofing, because all the grease.
They say podiatry, the foot?
No, food.
Like, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, like with all the grease that they need in a specific type of roof, because not all type of roof resist of the grease. So you need to be an expert on those type
You
of
have to
problems.
be, especially if you're doing a cooler or something like that. You got,
All the
dew
storages.
point. You have to know dew point. There's a lot of, you could lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, and your reputation. Don't bid on one of those. If you're listening to this show, do not bid on one of those unless you know what you're doing, or you worked with someone that does know what they're doing, or if you're dealing with someone like me and you landed that. And because I've been around too many roofers where when the roof was done, it was raining inside the cooler
Damn.
because it wasn't sealed properly. Now, I mean, granted, there's no roof water coming in through the roof. It's because the moisture inside, because the roof was leaking, so the moisture came in, and then liquefied, and then came all through. Oh, it's terrible. But you don't want to make that kind of mistake. You got
For sure. For
no.
sure. No, yeah. And fam,
That's
those
a good niche too, by the way. Yeah, especially border of Mexico.
Oh yeah,
border
the
towns.
federal, yes, yeah, the border patrols. I have one of my colleagues. He has those border patrols and the
Yep.
federal government,
Yep, me
and he's
too.
working with the schools too. So yeah. So Dan, one more thing about what we are saying right now, fam. Those contacts that we were saying, schools, food industry, hotels, cold storage, federal government, they are looking for a specialist. They are looking for the ones that are niche down. They are not looking for the I do everything. Now,
No.
Dan, here comes my question. I am a roofer. I like to do some play roles in the show. I am a roofer. I have been in the industry 20, 30 years. I am really experienced in what I do. I have installed all type of roof systems. What are my challenges? I haven't made more than $1 million, always lower. But and when you ask him, hey, what do you do? I do everything. I have all the experience. I have been there 30 years. And they know it, Dan. They have been there. What's your recommendation? Because I feel that's one of the main opportunities that you see in the industry. They know everything, but they still having everything spread out.
Don't change what you're doing.
Okay.
Just kidding. What I mean is, don't change what is making you money. Create another department within your business, and then create a niche down what we're teaching, what we're talking about. Because a lot of times people will try to switch up everything. It's like, I'm going to switch my whole business. Well, that's not a good idea either, because you're making money right now. So create a separate entity within your entity, a separate team, and then they're tasked with the concepts of that. We're going to start niching down. We're going to go after a specific market that you're again passionate about. If you don't have a passion, my wife and I, which I mean, she and I split up, but she's awesome. She's amazing. And her. But she is so brilliant because I'm an inventor too. And so I do a lot of trade shows with the inventions. And so I invented a stroller that can go across sand. And anyways, I was like, it'd be cheap to develop the patent, develop the engineering designs. It'd be very inexpensive. Some inventions are really complicated, so it can run into hundreds of thousands of dollars, but this would have been relatively cheap. Probably could get away with building it all for $20,000 and even getting a patent, probably maybe 25, 28, 30. But the point is she said, really? I go, yeah. I'm like excited. It's like, I got a stroller that can go across the sand. She's, you really want to go to all those trade shows with a bunch of children everywhere, crying, screaming. You want to have a booth and be around all those parents that have kids. And I'm like, well, okay, no, I don't want to do that. So that's a point that you have to think ahead, like in chess, think several moves ahead, because it's like, what's your passion? If you want to be out on a beach somewhere, then how can you add roofing to that passion where you're out at the beach and you got your roofing business? You know what I'm saying? You gotta, but don't want to go do a trade show with a bunch of kids, then, although if you love kids, like one of my buddies, he has an orphanage and donates. I'm sure that it'd be great for him to have a roofing booth at maybe a toy trade show. How many big buildings house toys, you know, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so I've never met a roofer that ever had a booth at a toy show, you know,
Event.
yeah, conference or something like that. Probably because of the kids. No, I'm just kidding. Because of loud kids, I was like, I don't want to be there.
Yeah,
I
I
don't want to be
know.
there.
So then the recommendation is to open a second company so they keep doing what are they
Well,
doing.
no, I'm not saying a second company, a second division within the same
division.
company, a division. Yeah, because a lot of people try to cross over too quick. And I'll give you an example. You know, it's like a few of my roofers, they'll do different things like, you know, they branch out into new things. Like, we're going to start home building now. It's like, yes, we've been making so much money on roofing. I'm now doing my dream of custom homes. And then after about 5 years, they looked at their monies, their revenue, and they realized that, you know, a lot of times they're taking losses because the learning curve, and they were taking losses. And then they realized that it just wasn't as profitable. Roofing is a very profitable business to be in, very profitable, higher margins. There's a lot lower margins. People say, oh, I want to open up a distribution center. I'm going to sell roofing material. And a lot of roofers I know have done this. The only one was successful at it, maybe two.
Okay.
But it's
harder. It's harder distribution than roofing. Do you think?
I mean, you're making a small percentage of the materials that you're selling, but you're paying you have a lot of fixed costs, electricity in the building, insurance, employees that have to run it. You have to be there 24/7. How are you going to be out selling roofs? So next thing you know, if you're splitting your energies to this new concept that you're in love and passionate about, then your other path, you know, it takes a while. I mean, you could go out of business. I've seen people go out of crash, burn, you know. So that's the reason why I always say, don't change what you're doing. If you're making money at doing something, don't change what you're doing right away or yet, or maybe ever, but bring this new thing, make it a different division. You know, it's like, yeah, like I said, like if you're doing residential, then start a commercial. You can brand it a commercial. I had a construction business, and then it was Clear Blue Skies construction, but I had roofing division, but I also had siding division. I had, you know, so then what you do is that way you can put separate teams on those other tasks, and that way you're not losing money on your moneymaker. This one's making me money. It's not enough. I want more. I want to do what my passion is. Don't give that up until you build the rest out, and then slowly you can bring the rest of the team over and do whatever you want with that. But eventually, like if a hurricane came through, I'd tell everyone that when the phone rings, they're like, is it residential, commercial? Sorry, we only do commercial. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna lose all that money on these. I got 100 roofs from all these residential, and then you're worn out, you're stressed out, you haven't gotten sleep, your wife divorced you.
Yes.
No, we're commercial. Well, now I only have to do maybe about 10 of these buildings, and I'll do $10 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the opportunity cost, right? Where are you spending your time?
Cost. That's it. You only have so much time in the day. So it's like, and some residential, you can be stressed out more so than commercial. Commercial is less stress. The people you're dealing with, well, let's just grab some lunch. I mean, are you going to take a residential person out to lunch? You certainly can take a person that owns, you know, 100,000 square foot building.
Yes.
Take them to lunch.
Yes. So Dan,
grab some
everything that we have said right now, it's incredible, man. This is super valuable information, and I want to close with two things. I have two questions that I close every episode with. The first one is, do you think that entrepreneurship or being a business owner is for everybody, or do you recommend it to keep like as a sales rep? Like if you like, I don't know, like what do you think?
Oh, hell no. It's not for everybody. It's a very, very difficult thing. You have to have the right mindset. You can make so much more money off of a structure that's already built. So I can give you an example. I mean, you think of your favorite bar. I'm just, hey, this is a roofing show, right? Think of your favorite bar. Do you realize that the person that owns, especially if it's a local bar, like in Austin, right? We're in Austin, so we got our local bars. a lot of those, unless they own multiple bars, they're not making that much money. They probably barely make 60,000, maybe 120,000. It's not that much money. They could do over, several $1,000,000 that year. But by the time everything's paid for, there's only maybe 60 to 120,000. Liquor stores are the same way. Liquor store owners, unless you own 10 of them, you're not doing that much money. So there was this one company, they won, they did so well. They won some big awards, and they got up to doing over 10 million. And one of the guys there, he was brilliant. He said, I'm going to quit. I'm going to start my own roofing business. I go, why? And I showed him, he's making like $250,000 a year as a salesman there. The structure's already built, nice office. He's got the systems all there. Why? You could, but it's not easy to be an entrepreneur. So you have to build all this from scratch. And I'm telling you, you will not make that much money in the beginning. You may, the end of the year, and you calculate that your employees go to bed, but you're not. You're still working on what's going to happen. You have to create everything. You're working till like 12 o'clock at night. Then you got to get up early and get all the guys going. And then you got to, it's so much work as the entrepreneur. You're working 60 to 80 hours a week. And if you calculate how much money you really made at the end of the year, sometimes, most of the time, your employees are making a lot more money than you are. So it's something to think about. Yeah. Don't just run off and start your own roofing business, because you have to know there's so many segments of business you have to know. Whereas if you're within a structure that you can make 100,000 or 300,000 a year and they love you, why not just stick with that? And here's what I would advise you to do. Ask for a partnership, ask to be able to buy into the company. And even if it takes 10 years, and even if they only give you 1%, or because maybe you just want that recognition that I'm a part owner of this company, you can negotiate that. And if you're a valuable employee, if you're one of my employees and you wanted to buy into the company, I would want that. That's the kind of employee you want. And you want them to be a partner, want them to be an owner. And that's how lawyers do it, right? It's like, I'm a lawyer. I just made partner with the company. So
associate, right?
Associate partner, yeah.
Associate partner, yeah.
Sometimes you don't even get ownership, but you can get enough ownership to where at least you can tell people that, yeah, I own a part of that company. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Dan, I love your answer, because the reason why I asked this question is because it's being a business owner is all over the internet. It's like a trend that is confusing a lot of minds, because they already they're showing the big cars, business owners, and it's like, damn, if it's a nightmare, like a lot of gratification, but it's a lot of work that I don't know if everybody is like open to do it, Dan, I love that answer. Second question is, give us one advice to the Hispanic roofing community business owners that are listening to it. Like, if you have seen that there is some opportunities in that market, even you have some clients that are Hispanics. So what recommendation would you give to them?
That's a hard one. I've not given a lot of thought, because, the thing is the beauty of the Hispanic community is the heart, and the caring, and I do see nepotism sometimes. I'm not totally against nepotism, because, I know this one person would say that, this is, his employees would say, why are you paying your grandson more money? He says, because he's my grandson, and I can. But that's all. I mean, be careful to always. The thing is, I know the Hispanic community's heart's so big. Just always let people see that side, because sometimes reputations can happen, because when we do things, we can even someone that looks like me. Then next thing I know, I'm walking on the street and someone treats me in a certain way because maybe they were mistreated by someone that looks like me. And I'm like, come on, guys, we're all family. We're all brothers and sisters. But I think the Hispanic, there's a lot of pride too within that community. So I would take advantage of trade shows within, every trade show will sell, like the restaurant show, they'll have like a huge section of the conference that will have like Hispanic community that you can get involved with. Of course, I lived in San Antonio for several years, and it's tight knit with the Hispanic community, where like the government is pretty much run Hispanic government and everything.
Yeah.
So for me, trying to get into the community, I did win people's hearts, but it's because sometimes there's that tension between cultures. But I think everyone loves Hispanic culture. They love Mexican cuisine. They love, from Venezuela, you got everyone from, there's all kinds of places, but just always just keep doing what you're doing. The quality of work is always, Hispanic community has a great reputation for quality of work, but I can't find a specific, of what
join the
advice.
community, Dan. You said it. Join the community.
But don't be afraid to also expand out into this community, because like when I go to Mexico, I am Daniel, but in America, Danielle is the girl's pronunciation, and a lot of people don't know that, like Luis. So there's nothing wrong with, you're not losing your culture if someone, someone that doesn't speak Spanish, you don't want to make them feel embarrassed about that. Or you don't want to use it as a tool in a negative way. Always use it in a tool that will bring them to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But some people, if they can't pronounce a name, my last name is Lakstins, Lakstigala. It was shortened to Lakstins, but it's pronounced Lakstins in English, but it's still hard to say. My father was born in Eastern Europe. But don't feel too much concern about that, and enjoy all the culture, because everyone loves your culture. Right? Not everyone even knows what Latvian culture is, but it's okay. But it's kind of neat though. What I'm saying is that use what you have to your benefit, and always be fair, and always show an interest in other people's stuff too, which I think everyone does. But you know what I mean? And that way we can always come together. And that's just more money for all of us and more work,
Yes. Good points, Dan. Dan, where can the community find you if they want to join the Roofing Business Builder, or they have a question, they want to contact you?
Yeah, and I'm working on having a free download too for the 10 biggest mistakes that we want to avoid when it comes to commercial roofing. I don't have that yet, but by time someone's listening to this, it probably will be up on the website. You can get a free download. It's just a brochure that can help you, because that's my base things. I want you to succeed. I want everyone to succeed. There's plenty of money for all of us, right? So there'll be a download. By the time you listen to this, it'll probably be up. But you can go to roofingbusinessbuilder.com. Okay. And otherwise, check out the YouTube channel, Roofing Business Builder on YouTube. There's tons of videos. The Roofing Business Builder podcast is anywhere you listen to Roofing Business Builder podcast. There's 2 years worth of very good, very life-changing information. So, and if you want to join
information, fam.
Yeah, if you want to join Roofing Business Builder, just go to go to the website and click on Calendly, or you can find me at Daniel Lakstins. It's Lakstins. It's a unique spelling because it's a foreign name, and sign up on a Calendly with me, and we can see if you'd qualify to be a part of the roofing business. Not everyone's going to qualify to be a part of the Roofing Business Builder family, but we meet once a week. It's like a mastermind, and there's 6 weeks of training, but it's lifetime. I'm just switching it this year to lifetime. So once you're in the course, if you forget something 3 months from now, you can go back and retake those. You'll have your sign in, and like 2 years from now, or if you even have an employee that gets hired, you say you got to take the course. It's part of your company. So I think I allow up to 5 sign-ins, and that way you can train. It covers so many things, from trade shows to everything. So if you want to get involved with that, be sure to sign up for a qualifying call, and we can see where you're at. I'll give you free advice right there on the Zoom call, and then if you're a good fit, then maybe you can join the program.
That's awesome. Fam, Dan will do it because he have helped me a lot. I have been in the trainings. We have a good relationship. So Dan is a person
You'll
that
see
I
us drinking
trust.
beer together.
Yeah. Hey, we need to do one soon, man.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Indianapolis right now, helping my father with dementia. But I'm,
Whenever you come back.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fam, thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the show. I will keep posting more channels. Leave a comment if you have a question for Dan or for me. I will be in charge of responding all those questions and comments, and share so more people can benefit of this valuable information. Dan, we need to do another interview with the information, with the 10 mistakes that roofers do.
Oh yeah. Oh, and by the way, don't forget about our TikToks too. Check out Francisco's TikTok. You got Roofers Going Digital. Also Francisco.
What? Pancho Serrano? What?
Pancho, there it is. Yeah, because it's different.
Pancho, I changed it. I changed it on the platform. Pancho Serrano. Yeah.
Pancho
I need
Serrano.
to change this one too. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, and you can find me if you like Law of Attraction. I have tons of reality creation, Law of Attraction, all on TikTok. I mean, 800 videos, and I got a pretty good size following too. So, but check us both out on TikTok. Don't forget about that one.
Thank you, fam. Thank you, Dan. Peace.
Thank you, Francisco. Bye.
Siento que también nos ayuda, Pancho, el hecho de que, y tú conoces esto, esta industria es una de las industrias que tienen menos credibilidad. Lo que viene siendo la industria del roofing, la aseguranza por restauración, hay mucho fraude.
Kevin, ¿cuánto estás vendiendo al año más o menos?
3.5. Ya estamos tratando de alcanzar $500,000, pero estamos entre 3.5 o 4.
Yo busco esa conexión y esa fue desde el principio. Yo estoy desde el 2018 que yo comencé, busco la conexión con el manufacturer